Our street was a dirt road, dead end. The only cars were the milkman, the bread man, and the fathers. It's called Scott Road. It's off of Plank Road, and it's a little bit of Cheshire that is between Waterbury and Prospect. Yeah, I wish every kid could have the kind of upbringing and circumstances in which to grow up. The farm, they still had cows, but they didn't really do much. We played baseball in the field with them, and they didn't object at all. There were ponds that froze over for us to skate on. My brother, Winthrop, he enlisted in the Army. He was home on leave, and we skated on what we called the Ice House Pond, and it was a pond on which they had literally cut ice many years before. And we went to put his Army boots back on. One was missing. So he had to walk our 1 8/10 home, wondering, what am I going to do? How do I explain to the Army that my boot disappeared, and so on. We get home, and there's our dog Foxy sitting up on the lawn with the boot next to him, wagging his tail like crazy. Look at me, look what this wonderful thing I've done. My brother and I had walked over here, and in the wooden building, we had picked up a bicycle that someone was selling, and somehow or other we knew there was work, there was job possibilities at the Ball and Socket, and I don't know exactly how it came to be that I applied when I was looking for a chance to earn money to continue college, until I went finally 1 semester at Stores and then quit in order to get a job. I had to walk about 1 8/10 to get to the bus that went from Waterbury to New Haven, and rode that and got off. And later, I think I, for a while, rode my bicycle from Scott Road, which is, as I say, a few miles, and parked the bike and came to work. All I did was feed parts into a foot press. I just had to be shown how and be able to do it. I don't remember whether I had to, do anything to activate it, but I'd have to feed the 2 parts of the button in, and then it would take care of it. But there's a big variety: clip-on, sew-on. It was actually just like a table, and the slots were here, and it rotated, and these were automatic. Again, I don't know how I activated it, whether it would continually went, whether I liked it or not, or whether I had to turn it on. I don't remember that. But I know it was very different from the foot presses, which required the woman to actually, press it with her foot. I think I enjoyed talking to the ladies, but I never really got to know them well. They were all older than I, and intent on their jobs. They weren't necessarily ready to, to talk to a 18, 19, whatever year old, and so on. That's all I knew were women working. The only man that I knew was Joe Whitwright, who was the manager. Mr. Whitwright, Joe Whitwright, was just a marvelous person, just kind and friendly, and he would leave me, big shot, in charge when he went home for supper. He lived on Peck Lane, which was not too far away. He'd go home for dinner or supper or whatever, and he'd leave me with the directions if so-and-so ran out of work with her foot press, where she had to, and so on, this is what she should do next, and so on. And that was because I was strong enough, if the belts came off, I was strong enough to take this pole and put it back on. And maybe they were too, but maybe they decided that wasn't part of their job. I have no idea. All I know is, big shot me, I was very happy to be in charge.